Today's video is brought to you by seedsnow.com.
Even under sequestration, the Pentagon will soon spend far more in inflation-adjusted dollars than at the height of the Cold War.
No doubt there's going to be real pain for some people who are directly affected by these cuts and communities that depend on federal paychecks. But these cuts amount to just 0.03% of our GDP. If we can't cut federal spending by that amount without tanking the whole economy, well, we really are just as bad off as Greece.
You're watching AMTV News. I'm your anchor, Topher Morrison. It's March 1st, 2013.
Sequester to rock warfare queens. Some would say it's about goddamn time. Others would say, well, America's going to end tomorrow and the Chinese are going to invade and string us all up. Okay. The Weekly Standard reported that budget cuts could force Army and Marines to cut 200,000 troops. Can you believe it? The Weekly Standard is right. Sequestration is a major cut to defense spending and over the long term. But considering we spend almost half of the world's spending on defense, we can tighten our belt, can't we? In Econ 101, you learn the difference between guns and butter. Personally, I'd rather make more butter. I love butter. And if you don't spend money on butter, people of America, you won't have cake at Christmas or on your next birthday. Not sure who has cake on Christmas, but according to the military, the Marines will suffer a 25% troop decrease, down from 202,000 to 145,000. The Army will lose 143,000 troops, reducing troop strength from 569 to 462,000. But the kicker is, Army and Marines claim troop training and readiness will be significantly diminished. But isn't this what Donald Rumsfeld years ago thought was a good idea? A leaner and meaner military? We have drones, don't we? Isn't that the point? Military spending is essentially our deficit every year, just shy of $1 trillion. This is the great part of the sequester, is it not? Unlike the rest of the cuts, these are real. In other words, we will reduce defense spending by 2021 to 2009 levels, and that is hardly called austerity. The domestic cuts are like saying, gee, I don't plan on getting as fat as I thought I was. You know, after I found out that getting insanely obese is bad for my health and terrible for my sex life. My point is, America has an efficiency and productivity problem. Leave the obesity debate on the side of the road. Look what we spend in relation to the other top 5 defense spenders. We spend 4 to 5 times as much as China, our nearest competitor, if you will. We should theoretically be able to cut our spending by $500 billion immediately and still be able to beat the pants off of anyone who threatens our national security. Save the shock on the short term to the economy and those directly relying on defense spending. Some would call them warfare queens. Those people wouldn't just disappear. They, instead of maintaining, building, and selling guns, would be making more butter. You know, iPhones, apps, and innovative business models, cutting-edge transportation, space jumps, farmers markets. If we reduce our spending and spend the same amount as our nearest rival but can't triumph in a potential conflict, we don't have a lack of spending problem. We are simply ineffectual. The corollary to that is if the slightest cut to our exorbitant spending renders us defenseless, like all these guys are trying to make us believe, we are being played for fools. We are not getting a return on what they love to call investments. That, by itself, is enough reason to slash their budgets with a vengeance.